Just Saying Nation, are you ready? The Nerd Jockeys podcast starts now! What is up, Just Saying Nation, and welcome to the launch of our brand new show, the Nerd Jockeys podcast. Let's go!
Nerd Jockeys.
We're your hosts. I'm Jairus.
And I'm Shay.
And welcome. This has been a long time coming. We were on another hiatus yet again, but sometimes life gets in the way. Sometimes you have things to do, and we had to step away for a little bit. But we're back, and we're not just back as Just Saying podcast. This is a brand new show. We got a brand new logo, as you saw in the intro, new soundtrack. By the way, huge shout out to Kyle Uhas for our new soundtrack. He completely knocked it out of the park.
Oh, yeah.
We were
Thank you so much.
So impressed. All of his social links will be in the description of this episode. Feel free to check him out. He does so many other projects besides this one, music and everything. So thank you, Kyle.
Thank you very much.
Couldn't be more appreciative of your work. And yeah, this is our show.
That's right. Just Saying has evolved into something new, something bigger and bolder. This is now the podcast moving forward. As you can see, there's video. So that's one of the changes. You will also probably see my dogs in the background from time to time. So feel free to leave comments about my dogs, and don't be alarmed. I might be looking back to make sure they're behaving, because they like to not behave sometimes. So,
and might I just say, what better guys to have on camera? Just two handsome men in their sports jerseys. I'm rocking my Rays jersey today because we have the best record in baseball right now. And yeah, we got a set too.
We do.
Look at that set. We got our succulent. That is Pablo, and the goat.
The goat.
Among other things, there's Kucherov too, right over there. But
among other things. All right. So why did we rebrand? Why did we make that decision?
Yeah. So we rebranded. Just Saying. We loved the name. We loved the theme of it, and when we came up with it at the beginning of the show 2 to 3 years ago. But we decided we really wanted to separate ourselves from the rest of the market. If you do just a quick search of Just Saying on YouTube or Spotify, there are so many shows with Just Saying.
So yeah, somewhere in the name or something.
Yeah. So we really wanted to come up with a way to set ourselves apart from the market. So we came up with Nerd Jockeys, and the name means a lot to us because it's the same thing. Like, Just Saying was created because, you know, we talk about many things and we can talk about whatever we want to encompass the freedom of our show. We came up with Nerd Jockeys pretty much for the same reason, and we thought it was a clever way to kind of also discern stereotypes. You know, you don't just have to be a jock all into sports. You don't just have to be a nerd that's into comics or video games. Or anything of that, anime too. You could be both, and that's pretty much who we are. We're into pretty much everything. So that's how we came up with the name, and the new logo is sick. You know, not to brag or anything, but this guy also had some pretty good input on that logo. So he won't give himself credit, but I will give him the credit. Yeah, and the soundtrack is the same. It's very cinematic. We were going for a cinematic feel for like the MCU and movies, and it's very fast tempoed and paced to represent like a sports intro, like CBS or ESPN for like football and stuff like that. So that's pretty much the background of Nerd Jockeys. Yeah, and moving on to Just Saying, kind of talk about where Just Saying is heading. We did take a break, like we said. You know, we've been up to a lot I've, stepped back, figured some things out. I'm currently working on my car, which is going just about as well for an average DIYer. If any DIYers are out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Expect anything and everything to go wrong, and expect to be doing more than what you originally planned.
Yep.
But yeah, we're back, and we have some changes made, as you can tell, and we got future plans for Just Saying. We're going to keep Just Saying, but we're going to expand on it. And Shay's going to tell you a little bit more about that.
I am.
Yeah, you are.
So yeah, Just Saying is kind of going to be, if you will, like our production company. Turn into that, and it's going to be an umbrella encompassing the things that we want to do in the future. So of course it starts here with this podcast. This podcast is going to be our foundation, and everything else that we want to do from here will branch out from this podcast. So that'll be, of course, other videos that we end up doing on the YouTube channel, any shorts and everything that Jairus can explain a little bit more that we end up doing. We for a while we've had some ideas on other channels going in other directions, like into gaming and or sports specific or stuff like that. So the Just Saying just kind of becomes that umbrella to hold everything together, but it's not gonna tie everything down to where we can't do just what we want to do. Like we're able to do whatever we want underneath this umbrella. And of course the name, like we've said since the very beginning, and like Jairus just alluded to, it's, we're just saying we want to do whatever we want, say whatever we want, talk about whatever we want. And that's kind of the idea behind that becoming our umbrella for our organization.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't have said better myself. And this is the start. Like the Nerd Jockeys podcast is the start of this. So it's still going to be Just Saying Nation, but it's kind of like Just Saying presents the Nerd Jockeys podcast, or Just Saying presents, whatever we do in the future. And we like the name. We didn't want to scrap the name either. Just Saying. And it also matches our initials of our first name. So,
yep.
So we thought that was cool. So, yep, Just Saying's here to stay. But it's kind of evolved into what we said. So, what to expect going forward? Just discussing a little bit about Just Saying and the podcast. Socials, we're still gonna have under Just Saying, but obviously Nerd Jockeys is gonna have posts in there as well. Shorts, right now. We're going to be working on it, taking step by step. But for now, TikTok is where all of our shorts are going to be. And you can expect at least 2 to 3 shorts per week for each podcast. And really, that's just a way for us to advertise the show and get people to go to Spotify, go to Amazon, go to YouTube, and listen to the entire show. So... But if you want to see the funny moments or clips, that's a good way to do that as well. YouTube, in the near future, we want to do more YouTube videos. I got, a couple other people that are a little bit on board that would want to do some videos with us as well. So yeah, expect that from YouTube. There's not going to be channels, at least yet, for each separate sport.
Yeah,
everything's going to be under still the Just Saying YouTube channel, Nerd Jockeys podcast, any videos that we do for now. So that's what you can expect. Facebook page is pretty much the same, like any post that we decide we want to make. When the podcast releases, we'll post that. Any updates, make sure you follow our Facebook page. We'll post statuses and all that for all of that stuff. And final thing about Just Saying, thank you to all of our fans and supporters who have stuck with us.
Yes.
But this time we're here to stay. We plan on sticking with this.
Yeah. So we are just getting back into this. Just like our original goal, just saying we are doing this because we want to and we like to have conversations. So we're going to talk about the things that we want to talk about, and we are going to do our best to get our episodes out, record them, get them out, videos, shorts, all that. But life does get in the way sometimes. Schedules get in the way. So our goal is to be as consistent as possible. So now, because Just Saying has evolved and gotten bigger, and again, thank you to everybody, family, friends, fans, all that good stuff. What are we going to expect here from our new Nerd Jockeys podcast?
Yeah, so going to the podcast, we have a new format, and we're calling it the Focus format. So what that entails, and this is to make sure that we're staying consistent, taking some of the workload off, but it's going to be a good thing because we're going to be able to go more in depth about the things that we're talking about rather than feeling rushed and having to get to all the sports that are going on. Not that we don't want to talk about every sport, but we're just two guys. We have other jobs, so we have to make it as easy as possible for us, just to save time and effort.
Yeah, we're just two people. That's it as far as the podcast goes. We both work full-time jobs, so we don't have a lot of time to begin with. So let alone take 2 hours or 3 hours to really do what we would love to do as far as the show goes and everything else. But we have to do what we can do. And we think this new format is going to put us on that direction.
Yeah. So getting to the format, the Focus format, that's the why. But what it is, it's a priority system. So, for example, right now, this is just we're back episode, going through, recapping some stuff and telling you guys the explanation of all this. But like when football starts, right, the NFL and college football, we're going to be focused primarily on that. Mm-hmm. And that'll be good. But when October rolls around, late October, that's when the NHL season starts, hockey and basketball season starts, the NBA. So what this Focus format is going to do, it's going to push that aside because we believe that football is our priority. And also, if you look at data, which is not hard to find, football is the most popular sport in the United States.
Yeah, and it's not even close at all. College football too is the second most popular sport, and it's still not even close at all. So that'll be our focus. We'll still have like news and stuff to go over, but it's really only going to be major things that we think are noteworthy to bring up and have a little discussion about. But otherwise, we'll be recapping the football season as it goes along, and we'll mention things from other sports if we think it is warranted.
Yeah, we're not trying to take away anything. Like, hockey's my favorite sport, and a lot of people, I know hockey's their favorite sport, basketball as well. Not trying to take away anything, not trying to like isolate any of our viewers, but this is a way for us to give you a better quality show with being able to go more in depth, as I said, while taking away a little bit of effort on our end just because we're limited on time. So once the football season ends, then we start transitioning into hockey and basketball. And it's pretty good timing, we think, because that's right when the playoffs are about to get started, like 1 or 2 months. So then we can kind of do a recap and then, get into kind of the games that matter more in the season leading up to the playoffs.
Right.
So the playoff race and all that. So we think it's good, but any feedback that you guys have is strongly encouraged. We love to hear comments and all that, and interaction, on socials. Like if we do polls or voting, which we plan to do in the future, we would love for you guys to participate in that. And and we greatly value your feedback. So if you do provide any feedback, thank you very much, and we will definitely listen to it.
Yeah, we need everybody's voices to help get better. So
yeah, so starting off with the focus format, it's going to be as follows once football season starts. So NFL is going to be first, then it's going to be college football, and then it's going to be baseball playoffs and NASCAR, because the NASCAR will be in their playoffs as well, which is the chase.
Yep.
So that's going to be the 4 things that we focus on. And then once the MLB playoffs are done and like NASCAR is done, then it's just going to be football and college football.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's it.
That's it.
All right. I'm going to move on here real quick. If I can do it right. All right. Moving on to our news portion. And this is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode. This is just us getting back in, welcoming everybody back, and talking about the podcast. So we're going to do a quick recap of last sports season.
Yep. Starting off with football, most popular sport in the U.S. The Seahawks, of course, their defense dominated the Patriots, and Sam Darnold's career arc in the Super Bowl win. Seattle had a great Super Bowl win. Sam Darnold saved his career last year with the Vikings, and only proved this year that, yeah, he deserved just to be a starter in the NFL. And now he's a Super Bowl champion. And the Patriots had a great season themselves. Some people would say they had an easy schedule, but still, regardless, was a great game, great Super Bowl, and congrats to Seattle.
Yeah, and who would have thought out of that draft class containing Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and all those guys, Baker Mayfield, that Sam Darnold would be the first quarterback to get a Super Bowl ring.
That's the crazy part.
Just insane. Congratulations to Darnold. I'm very happy for him. He's proved all the doubters wrong. But I just wish that the ring conversation to end all the doubters also applied to Jalen Hurts.
Never will.
Which is the player's jersey you're wearing right now.
That's right.
Funny enough.
That's right.
Yeah. So that was the NFL season. Next up, the MLB season. No surprise here at all, but the Blue Jays did put up a really good fight. The Los Angeles Dodgers go back-to-back as World Series champions as the MLB lockout looms large.
That's right, because we are the Dodgers podcast here.
Yep. That will never go away.
It'll never go away.
We're never being the allegations.
No.
Yeah. It was a great World Series. Probably we were there for Game 7.
Not there.
Not there, but watching
yes, yeah.
at a bar. And probably one of the greatest World Series that I've seen in my time watching baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And Shay's been watching baseball a lot longer than I have.
Well, the greatest is still when the Red Sox won in 2004 to break the curse of the Bambino, but
there you go. Yeah, but really it's not the fact that the Dodgers won the World Series. I think the biggest storyline is the MLB lockout is coming. People are still saying that it might happen. It's happening.
Yeah.
The question is for how long?
After this season completes with probably another Dodgers World Series going 3-peat. Yeah, we are going into a lockout. I'd say it's pretty much guaranteed at this point. The two sides, the MLB Players Association and MLB, the owners, are very, very far apart. So the lockout's coming, and I would not be surprised if we lost the entire season next year, which would be awful, especially for the game. But it could be even longer. Who knows? Yeah,
and if you have any doubts in your mind that the Dodgers are trying to literally gather everybody, they traded for Tarek Skubal at this year's deadline.
They did.
So,
but they're not doing anything wrong.
Nope.
It's not against the rules.
What was the reel you sent me, the other day saying, don't point the finger at the Dodgers, but more point the finger at the owners that aren't spending money.
Correct. because
So
they're at fault too.
there's two sides of the coin.
Yeah, exactly. So for the NHL, Carolina captured their second Stanley Cup in franchise history over our break. So congrats to the Hurricanes. They played against who again?
Yeah, they played against Vegas.
That's right,
They
Vegas,
defeated them in 6 games.
That's right.
Rod Brindamore, one of the best coaches in the NHL right now, I think has made a really good case for himself to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, for sure.
If not as a player, definitely as a coach and a builder.
Yeah.
Carolina dominated those playoffs too. They swept the Flyers. They swept the Senators. Then they defeated the Canadiens in 5 games. And even though the final went to 6 games, once Carolina took control of that final, there was like no stopping them.
Yeah, exactly.
And what a story for their goaltender too, Brandon Bussey, signing a really cheap contract and donating also part of that contract to autism research.
That's awesome.
Which is great. And he led them to the Stanley Cup along with Freddie Anderson. So what a fantastic team, and great stories all around for that team. And yeah, it was a great NHL season. I was really happy that the Hurricanes won the Stanley Cup. All right, moving on. Speaking of people that have reached the top of the mountain, finally, the New York Knicks at the top of the NBA mountain once again for the first time since 1974.
I think so. 53 years is the number.
They won the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
Beating the Spurs in 5. Knicks in 5.
Yep, I was very happy for Jalen Brunson after not getting an offer from the Mavs. He goes to the Knicks, and he's now an NBA champion, and I think he's also really proved all of the doubters wrong about his play.
For sure.
Karl Anthony Towns did it for his late mom, who unfortunately passed away, which was very nice. And yeah, that was a pretty dominating playoff run as well. I remember watching a lot of games of that. But hey, credit to the Spurs though. They put up a really good fight, and Wembanyama is a superstar.
Yeah, for sure. Fernando Mendoza and the Indiana Hoosiers dominate the college football playoffs with a historic turnaround and undefeated season to win their, I think, first ever championship.
Yeah, and I can't remember their head coach's name.
Kurt Signetti.
Yes.
Yeah. After
coming in, after the Hoosiers went like 3-13 or something, like they had bad season when he got there. They turned it around in only 2 years and captured the what was it called? The trophy?
I don't know what the trophy's called.
Well, they captured the national championship, and just what a run. And Mendoza ended up being the first overall pick in the NFL draft, and he's going to the Raiders.
That's right.
So
he is there.
You changed that Intuit profile.
Yeah, you did.
He's not looking for work anymore.
He's not.
So yeah, congrats to the Hoosiers. That was a great playoff run to watch as well. Really dominant and really inspiring.
Yep.
All right, last off for NASCAR, unfortunately for Denny Hamlin, the heartbreak continues, and he lost the championship in the last couple laps at Phoenix. And that leads to Kyle Larson's second NASCAR title. That's
right. Hamlin, if I remember, this was last November, so it's been almost a year, hit the wall or had a tire go down and hit the wall. So that led to, William Byron had a tire go down and hit the wall. That caused a late caution with like 2 to go. Hamlin, I think, didn't pit.
He decided
he did
get
pit
fresh tires.
Yeah, Larson did not pit. And so Larson started at the front, and Hamlin couldn't get there.
Yeah. So unfortunate for Hamlin. And, unfortunately during the off season too, his dad unfortunately passed away from a house fire, which I can't even imagine just going out like that, or that pain. That must have been just absolutely awful. So hopefully Hamlin can win the championship this year, because he's having another very dominant regular season.
Yes.
I think the chase starts in only like 2 races too.
Yeah, it's not that much longer. I think it is a few weeks.
So yeah, we'll see how that turns out, and we'll be here now to recap all of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that wraps up the recap of last sports season. And now to end off the episode, we're gonna talk about 2 major storylines each regarding our teams that we think were very important to last season. Starting off with Shay.
Over our break. Yeah. So over very recent for mine, these are both very recently. Over the offseason, Jaylen Brown from the Celtics. Makes me sad. Got traded to Philly for Paul George.
AKA a bag of peanuts.
Yeah, it was a pretty blockbuster trade. Jaylen Brown was, just like every offseason, getting rumored to get moved, and he was again. And it finally happened. Went to Philly for Paul George, 2 first-round picks, one of them being unprotected, 2 second-round picks, another one being unprotected. So really a first and a second-round pick. And it didn't save any money. So can't say it was the money thing. So it's pretty sad, pretty frustrating. Brown has come out and, said he was pretty disappointed, felt pretty disrespected by the front office and ownership. So yeah, I'm pretty, as a Celtics fan, pretty upset with how it all went down. I will be a Jaylen Brown fan for the rest of his career. I will probably get a Sixers Brown jersey. And I really do hope he has a really big revenge season. As much, even though I want the Celtics to win still, of course, I do hope when the Sixers go to Boston the first time, he puts on a massive performance. Just a nice little FU to the ownership, I would say there.
Yeah, and it's not just like the trade itself. Like, it was just odd. It was just so weird how everything went down. Mind you, Jaylen Brown's been in trade rumors for like the last few years, ever since he won Finals MVP back in 2024. Yeah. Just for whatever reason, it just seemed like every offseason they were talking about splitting up Jaylen and Jason.
Yeah.
Just odd. And like, it got to a point where I was told Shay, I'm like, if I was Brown, like, I wouldn't want to be in Boston either. Like, just having my name being in trade rumors and the team not really coming out and putting the rumors to bed or anything, just didn't really seem like there was really much support for him to stay in Boston. And I have had people tell me, oh, well, they got the 2 first-round picks. Okay, but you just traded one of the best 2-way guards in the NBA. There's no guarantee you're going to find a player like that for 2 first-round picks. Yeah,
and now you traded it to your rival in the East that you play 4 times a year, and they just got LeBron, so Philly is loaded.
They have probably, arguably, the best starting 5 now in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So just weird. And like you said, they didn't save any money.
Nope. Paul
George makes the same amount of money as Jaylen Brown does every year.
Correct.
So when Brad Stevens came out and said, well, we can't have 70% of our cap tied to 2 players and the path looks harder going forward, you didn't save any money.
Yeah.
So that leads us to believe that with how Brad Stevens managed the team and now he's done such a good job, we don't think it was really him. We think it was ownership.
Yeah.
That had the same.
The new ownership.
Just very weird. And yeah, if I was a Celtics fan, I would have been pissed.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been pissed.
Yeah.
I know you didn't put this down, but another Brown that got traded, AJ Brown, is no longer a Philadelphia Eagle.
Yeah, I'm not as upset about that.
Yeah.
We drafted a wide receiver that in a couple years will probably put out the production that he does. So I'm not too worried.
All right. Well, moving on. I thought maybe you were also upset about that.
Not as much. Not anymore.
Okay.
I got over that. The Brown thing. The Celtics one. Still pretty upset about.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Finally, my last one. Again, just recently, the Boston Red Sox had a historic turnaround in the middle of this MLB season, before the lockout. They just won 15 games in a row, tying their franchise record of 15 set back in 1938, I think it was, something like that. Incredible run. We ended up going 27-3 in the month of July. Incredible run. And now we've just lost 5 straight. So it has been a roller coaster season. We were the worst team in baseball. I think the first 2 months of the year had that 15 game win streak, and then the incredible month of July to get 13 games above 500 and be for a night or 2 nights second in the AL East behind the Rays, overcoming the Yankees.
Incredible.
And yeah, I mean, it was incredible. And we had 7 come from behind wins and all this stuff. It was really magical. Now we've lost 5 in a row. So hopefully it's not a trend in the wrong direction, but you can't win. You just can't do 27-3 every single month. So there was going to come a point where the team would cool off, and now it's the grit of the team that is really going to show, like they have been this whole time, especially with, and the dogs are playing. Stop. Especially with all the injuries that we have, which makes the run that we went on even more remarkable. So pretty crazy.
Yeah. The Red Sox were basically just dead to rights a couple months ago.
Yep.
Like nobody could have predicted what was coming.
No.
They fired their manager. They were pretty much in shambles. The season was already over. I've never seen a baseball team, and I think it's one of the best turnarounds in history. Just instantly do a 180.
Yeah.
And even though they have lost 5 in a row, which I want the Red Sox to make the playoffs as a Rays fan, because I want to see a series against the Rays and the Red Sox. Even though they do have lost 5 in a row, like you said, they were on such a hot streak. You knew that wasn't going to be sustainable.
Yeah.
The challenge now is that doesn't become a trend.
Correct.
So you lose 5 in a row. Let's start winning some more games. We don't have to go 27-3 again.
No.
But let's not lose every game.
Nope.
Let's stay above 500.
As long as we string together series wins, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
If that happens.
On the other side, the Rays have the best record in baseball.
Correct. As of this recording.
For now. I think we're just a half game above the Brewers for first place in the MLB. But for now, we had a perfect 9-0 road trip as well. We also had our biggest comeback win since 2009. We scored 8 runs in the 8th inning, down 6-2 against the Athletics to win 10-6.
Yeah.
Which is pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
This team, and you can point to the Rays too as a argument for the lockout. Like the Rays have the 4th lowest payroll in the MLB, and they have the best record in baseball. The Mets have the 2nd highest payroll in the MLB, and they're not even in the playoff picture right now.
No.
So there's definitely arguments to be had, but I think for baseball, at least for its long-term future, I think a salary cap it's time.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But hopefully the Red Sox can keep it up, and I hope they make the playoffs.
Me too.
So, all right, moving on. Speaking of the Rays, my first big storyline from our break, the Rays are trying to get a new stadium in Tampa Bay. And it's still, I think, just an agreement of referendum or whatever. I'm not a lawyer.
Until later this month, there's another like city council meeting or something.
Yeah. But regardless of what happens, I think the Rays are going to be in Tampa Bay. I don't see how they don't get the stadium secured. The MLB wants them to stay there as well. So I think the MLB will do everything they can to keep the Rays in Tampa Bay. So I'm not too worried about any hiccups or anything. There's still plenty of time. They've already came out with renderings of the stadium.
Mm-hmm. Looks really good.
That does look very nice. Yeah, it's fully glassed dome. Still got the raised touch tank, and there's plenty of space for events. So it won't just be for baseball; it'll be for other stuff as well. So yeah, I think they have a pretty bright future in Tampa Bay. I think they're going to be there to stay. And with the new ownership coming in, I've already seen the changes. The deadline, we actually bought at the deadline.
That's right.
We actually bought. We did not sell anybody at the deadline, which if you're a Rays fan, you know, come every fall that the Rays sell at the deadline. So that's already a good thing. So once the stadium is set, and possibly after it's even built and they're moved in, then I think the Rays are going to go out and spend money and try to land big free agents, be aggressive, and really try to make this team a World Series contender.
Yeah.
Because the Rays are a team, they've always punched above their weight. They've always exceeded expectations. We have been to the World Series twice, but nobody has ever really seen us as, you know, one of the top contenders for a title.
Yeah.
We've been very good since the 2020s. Just have not been able to get over the hump. So, but we'll see. You never know. They could go on a run this year. They look really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it for the Rays. The other big storyline that I have is regarding the Cincinnati Bengals, because what happened last season, the clock is ticking. Joe Burrow comes out and says that he's not having a lot of fun right now in the game. He's getting, hurt. He's getting banged up. Very, very eerily similar to what Andrew Luck said for the Colts before he retired.
Yeah.
I don't think Burrow would retire, but I think he's saying if things don't get better in Cincinnati, want to be traded.
Mm-hmm.
So the ownership actually went out, believe it or not, and spent money and actually shored up the defense. We looked really good on paper. I read their depth chart the other day, and this is a good roster on paper. The question is, when the season starts, is it going to all come together?
Yeah.
So we haven't made the playoffs the last 3 years. Burrow is way too good of a quarterback. He's a franchise level quarterback. At least he has franchise level talent. I don't think anybody would argue with that. But if he keeps getting held back in Cincinnati and Cincinnati misses the playoffs again this season, you can bet that he's gone.
Yeah, I would think so.
So this is a very critical season. I've already seen Bengals fans saying like, "Oh, we're back. We're going to win the Super Bowl." I'm just like, let's just worry about making the playoffs.
Yeah.
If we make the playoffs and Burrow is healthy for the rest of the season, I would be ecstatic.
Yep. That
would be a successful season. I don't care if we got knocked out in the wild card. That would be a successful season in my book. So I think this is one of the most important seasons in Cincinnati Bengals history right here.
What if Burrow gets hurt again?
If Burrow gets hurt again, and I did say last year, because of Flacco coming in and not getting hit as much, is it really like all the O-line, or does Burrow hold on to the ball too long, or does he stay in the pocket for too long? If Burrow gets hurt again and we can't really point exactly to the O-line as the reason, we needed to start having a serious conversation about Burrow possibly being one of those guys that had all the talent, had all the pieces, but just could never stay healthy.
Just injury prone.
Hall of Fame career, just, never meant to be. So, yeah, I think if he gets hurt this year and he's out long term, I think that's really going to start being a conversation.
Yeah, that's another reason why this is so important.
We can't keep making excuses.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's all we have for this show.
Little introductory show here. Getting back into it, getting you guys back into it. And then next week it'll start with the real deal, our real show.
Yeah. So if we sounded awkward or we were stumbling our words, just email us at, cookcareless.com. No, I'm just kidding. No,
you wanted the feedback.
I do want the feedback. No, just bear with us. We're getting back into it. Obviously, this is our first show in a while, so we'll get better. It'll come back pretty quickly over the next few episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you guys like the face cam now. You guys get to see our reactions to stuff and get to watch more. We're very excited. We think the face cam especially is going to make a huge difference in the quality of our shows. And yeah, don't forget to follow our socials. If you're new around here, welcome to the Nerd Jockeys podcast, and welcome to Just Say Nation. And thank you for watching. And like I said, follow our socials. They'll all be in the description.
Along with Kyle's.
Yep. Thanks again. And yeah, that's all we got for you.
Yeah. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.